Well, let's start with the big story of the day when it comes to the West Bengal elections, because all the assembly candidates of the Bharatiya Janata Party, we're learning, will be visiting temples in their respective assembly seats to offer prayers just one day ahead of the crucial elections there. So a day before the result day, the political activity is intensifying across the key states, especially in West Bengal, with the candidates, we're learning, making a last-mile effort to connect with the voters. In a notable show of faith and outreach, all the assembly candidates of the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are all set to visit the temples in their respective assembly seats to offer prayers and seek blessings ahead of the result. Now, the move is being seen as both a gesture and an effort to reinforce the grassroots presence at a time when the anticipation is at the peak. The party leaders believe that these temple visits will not only reflect the cultural connection but also energize the local support bases just a day before the verdict will be announced. In fact, tomorrow, with the high stakes and a political momentum building, all eyes will be on tomorrow when the final outcome will be revealed. But just a day before the result day, we're learning that the political activity is intensifying across West Bengal, with the candidates making the last mile effort to connect with the voters there. On that, let me go across to my colleague Shivam, who's been tracking all the details coming in from West Bengal. Shivam, this is quite important because we're learning that all the assembly candidates belonging to the Bharatiya Janata Party, they will be going to temples today in their respective assembly seats to offer prayers. Give us more details on this.
So exactly, Akanksha, and again, as you rightly mentioned, this has been done to connect with the voters and to understand the perspective. Remember, on the date of polling as well, on 29th, we have seen how Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also, around the Kashi Vishwanath temple, and we've seen how time and again the BJP leaders are seen nearby the temples or around the temples or seeking blessings of the divine power to around the election. So again, one of the efforts to connect with the voters and to seek the divine blessings. But again, the details, candidate-wise details are yet to be out about the schedule. What we've been given to understand is that we have to see, even in the case of, Suvendu Adhikari, where he will be, praying at the Kalighat temple, or will he be praying at around his Nandigram constituency. So again, the candidates, the high-profile candidates like Shankar Ghosh, Kunal Ghosh, we have seen, how other from Asansol as well. There have been certain violence falling cases are coming in. That is why we've been given to understand that since tomorrow, this entire issue, this entire, series will start, where these BJP candidates, not just the MLAs, but the MPs and senior leaders, will be going to the temples and will be seeking the blessings.
Absolutely. So a temple run is what we're going to witness in West Bengal just a day and few hours ahead of the result day there in the key state. Thanks so much, Shivam, for getting us all those details. Now, a lot has happened in West Bengal in the last 24 hours, with the political battle in the state spilling from streets to the courtroom as well. What started as a heated ground-level fight has now reached the doors of the Supreme Court of India, where TMC suffered a significant legal setback yesterday. At the heart of the dispute is the Election Commission of India's decision to deploy central government and the central PSU employees for the counting duties in West Bengal. TMC had challenged this particular move in the court, arguing that they are against the involvement of the central personnel when it comes to the counting duty. This after Calcutta High Court dismissed the earlier petition that had come in from TMC. However, in a key development, the Supreme Court has now disposed of TMC's plea against the Election Commission's circular on the counting staff deployment, effectively allowing the process to go as it was planned. Now, the decision marks a crucial moment in the run-up to the result day, that is tomorrow, adding a new legal dimension to already high-stakes political contest there in the state of West Bengal.
हुआ क्या कि हाई कोर्ट में जो टीएमसी ने दावा किया था, वो ये था कि ये सर्कुलर गलत है और ये सर्कुलर होना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि इस सर्कुलर के अंतर्गत ये कहा गया है कि कमीशन को ये जानकारी है कि, और कई जगह से जानकारी मिली है कि वहाँ इलेक्शन के दौरान कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स होने वाली हैं हर बूथ में। तो इस वजह से इलेक्शन कमीशन ने ये तय किया है कि हर बूथ पे एक सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का नॉमिनी होगा, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर की नियुक्ति की जाएगी। और हाई कोर्ट में ये मामला जब आया तो ये कहा गया कि वहाँ ऑलरेडी इलेक्शन कमीशन के मुताबिक वहाँ एक ऑब्जर्वर जिसको कहते हैं माइक्रो ऑब्जर्वर, जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का नॉमिनी होता है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट उसकी नियुक्ति करती है, वो हर बूथ में वैसे भी वहाँ रहता है। और उस साथ साथ में सारी पार्टी के पोलिंग एजेंट्स रहते हैं, सारी पार्टी के इलेक्शन एजेंट्स रहते हैं, और फिर सुपरवाइजर भी रहता है, पोलिंग सुपरवाइजर। तो जब ये बात सर्कुलर पे आई तो सुप्रीम हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये सर्कुलर ठीक है और ये जो फैसला इलेक्शन कमीशन ने किया है वो भी ठीक है। तो जब हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट आए तो हमने ये तय किया कि हम सर्कुलर को चैलेंज नहीं करेंगे।
And with that, we have reaction coming in from the West Bengal Chief Minister because she was unfazed by the order that was given by the Supreme Court. The TMC top gun Abhishek Banerjee, along with the Chief Minister, they addressed the party workers after the order by the Supreme Court yesterday. Mamata Banerjee claimed that the exit polls projection that gave the BJP an edge in the state of West Bengal was circulated from the BJP headquarters in the national capital. She also assured every leader, the party workers, the agents of the TMC and the Mamati Manush of Bengal that TMC is returning for a historic fourth term in West Bengal. Giving a stark warning as well to the observers, she said that those found violating any of the laws there in the state will be dragged to the court no matter where they hide. And with that, we have another breaking update coming in as far as BJP's plan of action there in West Bengal is concerned. Just few hours to go before the election results come out, and we are learning that BJP's women cadre will they will be staging a sit-in protest at the strong rooms across the assembly segments. Now remember, this comes after Mamata Banerjee also appealed to her party cadres and the agents there to be there at the strong rooms. In fact, maintain a 24/7 vigil there. But let me go across to my colleague Shivam on this. Shivam, we are learning that BJP's women cadre, they will be staging sit-in protests at the strong rooms across the assembly segments today. Give us more details about this.
Prakansha, again, this news is coming from the BJP Mahila Morcha in West Bengal after what we have seen, the kind of, almost ruckus that happened outside the two basic stations, one at the Rahul Sinha Road, which comes under the Bhawanipur constituency, where the counting station is also there, and second near the Netaji Indoor Stadium. At that time, both the stadiums, we saw how the TMC leaders and TMC workers visited the place. Mamata Banerjee, as you rightly mentioned, stayed for almost 4 hours inside that particular strong room. So after that, especially after the news coming in of yesterday from South Chobis Parganas near Falta constituency, that how women were intimidated to vote to a particular party and not vote for what they want, is something that the BJP has taken seriously. And from today, we will see various strong rooms, including in Kolkata. We have seen again the Netaji Stadium, the different constituency of 11 constituency here, out of which 7 comes under that particular stadium only. We will see the protests happening all throughout the segment, all the other strong room. However, this has come at a time when there has been a clear prohibitory orders being passed that there is no gathering allowed near the strong room of any 7 places in the city of Kolkata. So it remains to be seen how the law and order situation pans out from this particular point, because again, less than 24 hours remaining when it comes to counting. But it seems like the politics and the protests are only intensifying, especially after this very...
The politics is raging there, and this comes, in fact, 2 days after. Remember, West Bengal Chief Minister also staged a protest outside Bhawanipur strong room for 4 hours. TMC claims that BJP, with the help of the Election Commission, opened the ballot boxes, something that the Election Commission rejected. Thanks so much, Shivam, for getting us all those details. And now, ahead of the mega verdict on May 4th, that is tomorrow, every political party, every political leader and every voter in the state of West Bengal is living on the edge. In most states, as you would remember, political hostilities toned down with the end of the polling. But in the high-stakes battle for West Bengal, a lot continues to happen. In fact, a lot has happened already in the last 24 hours. Let me take you through what has happened, because yesterday, repolling took place across 14 polling booths in West Bengal. The voter turnout was quite high. 90% in booths located in Margrahat Paschim and also Diamond Harbour. The Election Commission of India had ordered repolling after voting on April 29th was declared void because of irregularities. Now, on the other hand, in Falta, in fact, another area in West Bengal, locals came out of their homes claiming that they were given threat by the close aide of the Trinamool Congress candidate Jahangir Khan and his party workers in the area. They also claimed that on April 29, they were prevented from casting vote. Angry voters, they blocked the road in Hasim Nagar, a village in Falta. They claimed that the close aide of Jahangir Khan gave them threat of attacks after the results are announced. That is tomorrow. Listen in.
সকাল থেকে আমরা আছি ইসরাফিলকে ধরার জন্য। ইসরাফিল বাড়ি বাড়ি আগুন লাগিয়ে দিবে বলেছে, আর বলেছে রক্তপাত করে দিব 4 তারিখে। আমরা জিটি আইতর মধ্যে আছি। ইসরাফিল টিএমসি নে বলা, হ্যাঁ টিএমসি ওই ইসরাফিল চকদার বলেছে। আর ওরা আমরা এই মীমাংসা করতে পুষ্টিকে ধরো কেন এরম বলবে।
इस्राफिल चौकदार हमारे गांव के एक घर में आसकर घुसकर उन्होंने घर के सब लोगों को बाहर कर दिया। उनको बच्चों को मारने की हुमकी इस्राफिल चौकदार ने
घर घर जाके माँ बहनों को बोला आप लोग घर से चले जाओ नहीं रेप कर देंगे, ऐसे बोला। हम हिंदू है ऐसे इसने
जाके धमका रहा था।
हाँ धमका रहा है।
All right, so taking serious note of the electoral offences during the polling on April 29th in Falta, the Election Commission of India has now ordered fresh polling across 285 stations there. The repolling is set to take place on May 21st, while the counting of votes will be held on May 24th is what we are learning. Remember, viewers, this comes after there were several reports of EVM tampering in Falta. In its order, now the poll body has said irregularities were reported across a large number of polling stations there in Falta, prompting the decision to nullify the early exercise and conduct the fresh polling in all the booths. Let me get you more perspective on this and go across to my colleague Ridhita for more on this. Ridhita, put this into perspective for those who are joining in. What has happened there in Falta in the last 3 to 4 days? Because there has been violence, there have been several protests there as well, and now we're learning that the Election Commission of India has given a new date for the polling in this particular area.
Well, absolutely. We have been seeing the 144, which is the Falta Assembly constituency, suffering over the headlines since Ajoy Pal Sharma's controversy has erupted. After which we had seen the phase 2 of polling taking place in Falta, from where we get an understanding of EVM malfunctioning that has taken place. Also, a lot of places bandaging of the EVMs have taken place. There was strong essence that was also put beside the EVMs. Not only that, there were also incidents of voter intimidation or stopping the voters to go ahead and vote in the 144 Falta Assembly constituency has taken place. However, looking into this matter, the ECI from the ROs have received over 30 in a primary complaint stature, after which we get to understand that the complaint level has heightened to such a number that it was not possible for the ECI to declare the date of repolling that happened for Diamond Harbour and Pochim Mograhat yesterday. But after the tense situation that occurred yesterday afternoon in Falta, we see that the ECI has already directed for fresh polls last night. Very late at night it came from the ECI that 285 polling station of the Falta Assembly constituencies will be going under repolling, which will be dated in 21st of May 2026, including to which we will also see the auxiliary polling stations going under a fresh polling in the same area under the same date with the timing of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Also, this counting will be spared. The Falta Assembly constituencies counting will be spared from 4th of May to 24th of May. Therefore, tomorrow the counting for all 293 seats will be happening in West Bengal, keeping only one seat, which is the Falta Assembly constituency, apart.
All right, so the Election Commission of India has now ordered fresh polling when it comes to Falta. As my colleague also pointed out, the repolling will take place on May 21st, while the counting of the votes will be held on May 21st. May 24th is what we are learning. And this after there were several reports of the EVM tampering there as far as this area is concerned. But let me give you more perspective. This is the Assembly constituency that comes under the larger Diamond Harbour Lok Sabha seat. And in that backdrop, now a strong reaction has come in from TMC's Abhishek Banerjee. He has teared into the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me take you through what he has really posted on social media, saying that 10 lifetimes will not be enough for your Bangla Birodi Gujarati gang and their stooges Gyanesh Kumar to put even a dent in my Diamond Harbour model. This is what Abhishek Banerjee of the Trinamool Congress has said. Bring everything you've got. I challenge the entire Union of India. Come to Falta, send your strongest, send one of the godfathers from Delhi if you have got the nerve contest in Falta. So this is in response, as you can see, to Bharatiya Janata Party's Amit Malviya's reaction on social media, wherein he said that the Diamond Harbour model has now crumbled. Reacting to that, now a very strong response that is coming from the TMC leader there. Let me once again bring in my colleague Ridhita on that. Ridhita, politics has started over this entire matter. Strong reactions coming in from Trinamool Congress, BJP also lashing out on TMC over this.
Absolutely, we see that after the announcement of the Falta repolling, Abhishek Banerjee, the General Secretary of the Trinamool Congress Party, has made a tweet over Amit Malviya's tweet, calling it as a Diamond Harbour model crumble. Abhishek Banerjee, in return to that, answers over his tweet handle that let the Union of India bring their strongest team to Falta, yet that won't be able to fail Banerjee's Diamond Harbour model that he has gone on to stating. He has also claimed about the Bangla Birodhi Gujarati gang. Now we understand that this has been the stand of the Trinamool Congress government since the inception of SIR in Bengal, about how the Gujaratis, which is meaning towards the Prime Minister and the Home Ministers, identifying them as Gujaratis. They have said that they are completely anti-Bengalis. Therefore, the word of Birodhi is being used, stating they are Bangla Birodhi, which is against the Gujarati gang, and their stooge Ganesh Kumar to put even a dent in my Diamond Harbour model. So we get to understand that this is what the Abhishek Banerjee has been speaking about after the Falta's repolling was announced yesterday. But how the instances that has come forward, there is an understanding. There is an understanding that. At one side, when Trinamool Congress is attacking the ECI for this repolling, but the ground situation said something very different. We get to understand that the women yesterday have also come out, the villagers in protest have come out stating that there is a need for repolling because they were intimidated badly, and therefore this is a region that needs a voting repolling. Listening to that, only the EC's decision was taken. However, the Trinamool Congress has reacted to it after BJP's Amit Malviya tweeting about the Diamond Harbour model's crumble.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ridhita, for getting us all those perspective. In fact, let's tell you more about what has happened in Falta, because as we told you, there has been violence protests over the last few days. 3 people have been arrested, we're learning, in connection with the Falta incident. The arrested have been identified as Atibur Sheikh, Habib Sheikh and Habib Mola. Sources have indicated that the accused are close aid of the prime accused in this case. But for the TMC, the plea for help by the locals of this area, that is Falta, is nothing but drama. Listen in.
कोई कुछ उनकी नहीं दिया, वो भाजपा नाटक कर रहा है, वो उसका प्रॉब्लम है, हमारा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। हम लोग कुछ नहीं किया, पब्लिक वोट दिया और भाजपा जानता है वो हारने वाला है, इसीलिए नाटक कर रहा है।
And now we have reaction coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Remember, as my colleague also pointed out, a reaction had come in from the Bharatiya Janata Party when it comes to the Falta tensions, saying that the Diamond Harbour model has now crumbled. We have tweet, in fact, coming in from Amit Malviya of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me take you through what he has said when it comes to the investigation into the violence in Falta. He said that 3 people have been arrested in Falta for threatening voters: Atibur Sheikh, Habib Sheikh and Habib Mola. All 3 are close aid of the prime accused in this case. His name is Israfil Chaukidar. And yet, in a familiar pattern, the main accused remains untraceable. When those at the center of the, in fact, they evade arrest while the peripheral layers are picked up. It raises serious question about the intent and the enforcement. Is this inefficiency or something far more deliberate? Is West Bengal police awaiting instruction from Mamata Banerjee's nephew? That is the big claim that is coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party, listing out the names of those who have been arrested in this case, how they closely linked to this prime accused in this case, and saying that the main accused, he remains untraceable. Is the West Bengal police awaiting instruction from Mamata Banerjee's nephew? So once again, taking a jibe at Abhishek Banerjee, and this is the latest we're learning from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me once again bring in my colleague Ridhita on that. Ridhita, take us through what has happened so far when it comes to the investigation in this case, but we'll go back to her once again. Let me tell you about what has happened when it comes to the Falta violence, because we're learning that in the latest 3 people, including Atibur Sheikh, Habib Sheikh, Habib Mola, they have been arrested by the police, and they are the close aides of the prime accused in this case. The Bharatiya Janata Party says that this main accused remains untraceable. And is this because of the West Bengal? Are they awaiting any sort of instructions from Mamata Banerjee and his nephew is the big question that has been asked by the Bharatiya Janata Party. All right, so in latest, we're learning that 3 people have been arrested as far as the Bawal over Falta clash is concerned. You also heard reaction coming in from Abhishek Banerjee on this, reacting to what Amit Malviya has posted on social media. He has also mentioned that 10 lifetimes will not be enough for the Bangla Birodi Gujarati gang and their stooge Gyanesh Kumar to put even a dent in the Diamond Harbour model. Let me once again go back to my colleague Ridhita on this. Ridhita, tell us more about the investigation in the violence case, because we're learning in the latest 3 people have been arrested. They are linked to the prime accused in this case. BJP is saying that he is on the run. Is West Bengal police, they are waiting for any sort of instructions from the West Bengal Chief Minister and her nephew?
Well, absolutely, about the tension that has been spread yesterday in Falta, we get an understanding that 3 people who have been already arrested in this matter after the ECI had asked for a report yesterday. It was submitted by 5 p.m. and then it was instructed about the arrest of Israfil Chowdhury and Sujaiddin Sheikh. However, their close associates have been arrested, named Atibur Sheikh, Habib Mullah and Habib Sheikh. As of now, we do not have any understanding of their background. The background as of now of the area in Falta does not speak anything anti of them, but these people were again behind voter intimidation. These people were against the voter intimidation of that very area. As per what the people or the women out from there had come ahead yesterday and spoken to us, we get to understand that these were the men who had gone ahead to the houses of the villagers and asked them to vote for the TMC candidate named Jahangir there. But there is no other instances that have been noted against these people from the very area. Back to you.
Absolutely. So a lot has happened there in West Bengal in the last 24 hours. There have been protests, violence, and also several allegations that are coming in from the TMC and the Bharatiya Janata Party. When it comes to one particular seat, that is Falta, that will go for polling on May 21st is what we are learning so far. Thanks so much, Ridhita, for getting us all those details. And with this, a short break.